Growing up, I was never really a positive person. I always kind of expected the worst thing to happen just so that I was ready for that possibility. Over the past few months, I've just kind of had more of a positive outlook on life, and really my perspective changed on that quote where people say you need to be positive for positive things to happen or for good things to happen. Like you need a positive outlook on life. And no one really goes into the depth of what that means. You think, oh, like I'm just gonna say I'm gonna make a lot of money, today's gonna be a good day, and that's gonna happen. And it really is more than that. I came across this video that I watched recently that just completely shifted my mind, and it's something that I always did, but I never really knew how to put it into words, and this video like summed that up perfectly for me. And it basically said when you were at the beginning, and this can apply to whatever you want to apply to, but this applied to tennis, and for me it applied to pickleball. When you're at the beginning and you're getting beat by these people who are not really that good, you hate to lose to them, you don't want to lose to them. And when you finally started beating them, you weren't satisfied because there was people better that you still couldn't beat. And you work really hard and you get to this point to where you're actually competing with those people. And a lot of people just say, okay, I'm finally competing with the greatest of greats. I may not be winning as many games as I was when I was playing the bad people, but I'm finally good enough to play at this level. And for me, once I got to that level, I said, it's not enough. I don't want to lose to these guys either. I worked this hard to develop this much. And I think when a lot of people get to that point, they just get happy, they get content. And that's really where you lose a lot of world-class athletes, is they get comfortable. And this can apply to literally whatever you want. And another one is money. When you get to a certain point of financial success, you say, oh, I finally am here, I'm gonna relax, I'm gonna calm down, I'm finally at where I always saw these other people at. And you don't want to strive for further because you're just getting comfortable. And kind of just to loop back to that positive outlook on life thing, there was this study done on these rats, and they basically put these rats in a bucket of water and saw how long they could swim for. And I think the rats would swim for about 2 hours and then they would give up and drown. So they did the study again, but one of the rats, after 60 minutes, they would pull it out, dry it off, and let it fully recover. And when they put that rat back in that bucket of water after some certain amount of time, it swam up to 60 hours because it believed that there would be someone that would come and save it at some point. So it had belief that it would be saved. And when we're talking about positivity, we're not talking about just saying these things, we're talking about believing in them. If you believe you're going to do good, if you believe you're going to win, you believe you're the best out there, you believe you can do these things, those things will come true at some point if you constantly believe that. And there's more just to believing in it. If you believe something is possible, you have to train to get to that point. You have to work to get to that point. You can't just believe something and say, I can beat this person and just walk onto the field and do it. You have to train because you believe you are able to build that skill and dominate this person at some point. You have no clue how long that might take, but you know it is physically possible. And that's kind of like the drive that you need, and that belief, that positive thought is going to carry you so far, regardless of what it is in life. It's money, it's success, it's being better at sports, being better in a relationship. And I've just had this I can attitude to literally everything, whether that is getting bigger in the gym, making more money, being a better pickleball player, being a better person. And I've kind of applied this to all of these things, and I've literally just been telling myself, like, I'm so lucky right now. And I keep saying that, like, I'm so lucky. And it's not luck. I've just been creating my own luck because I've been putting in these certain hours, I've been putting myself in the right spot at the right time, because you're not gonna get lucky by sitting on the couch at home doing nothing. You're gonna get lucky by being at the right spot at the right time, and who knows where that is, but it's definitely not sitting at home doing nothing. And for me, that's just been being out there, getting after it when it comes to pickleball. Anytime I'm at home, I'm working, I'm putting in the hours when it comes to listing items, shipping items, growing my socials, I'm growing my Instagram page for pickleball, just kind of building this character that's myself. And I've also been talking about relationships where it's like, a lot of people want to get married early. This is like different, but this is a part of just building myself, is getting married really early. And I think like, I don't think getting married early is a good time because you're not even you until later in life. And this whole path between my 20s, and I'm 21 now, coming into my 30s, this is literally me becoming who I need to be. I'm not me yet. I'm just a version of who I can be right now. I think that's something that's really important that people don't think about. Your financial success, your sports success, relationships, whatever. You're only at the beginning of whatever that is. And it doesn't stop at 30, it doesn't stop at 40, it doesn't stop at 50. It stops when you die, really. And you're just constantly becoming this version of you that you're set out to be. So you just have infinite potential is what I'm trying to get at. And you're just kind of building this character, and that character is you. Things have just worked out just because of this positive outlook. And like the things that are negative that would normally I'd complain about and I'd be like, oh, man, like this sucks. I've just kind of looked at it like that happened. It's whatever. Like I really have not let anything get to me. And when I've noticed something get to me, like these times of this tournament that switched times, it was supposed to happen at 3 p.m. and they just switched it to 8 a.m. and I would have no clue about that time change if someone didn't tell me. And I was like, well, what did they like? They wanted me to figure that out. They wanted me to like check the website all the time. How would I have figured that out? I would have just showed up at 3 p.m. if you didn't tell me. And I was like, wait a minute. This person told me. Like, why am I so mad about this when I have the time to show up? And I was like, what if I had work at the time? I'm like, I don't have work at that time. Why am I mad about this? And I was just letting this thing get to me that made no sense for me to be mad about it. It made no sense for me to get upset about it. It was just like, just let it go. And I've just become like, I'm smiling at everything. Like whatever's happening, I'm always like smiling. If people are just like being mean, being like have an attitude, just like, bro, whatever. Your life clearly sucks and your actions are obviously a reflection of it. My life's great, I'm smiling. I love my life. Brushing things off has propelled me forward because I'm not dwelling on these bad moments that just are happening for a short period of time that it makes no sense for me to be mad at. And I constantly look at other people and I'm like, why is this person dwelling on this for so long? It makes no sense. And I'm like, I do that. Why do I do that? And I've kind of just been watching what others do. This comes for like everything, the positives and the negatives. When I see people do negative things, I'm like, well, I do that. How do I do that? And how do I stop doing that? And when I see the positives, I'm like, how do I recreate that? I want to be like this person. I want to take that good attribute out of that person and put it into my own character. And through that, I've seen so much success, whether that is pickleball. I've been just copying the drills. I went today and I watched the MLP. I had a great day. And I was just watching how these people are playing, how their demeanor is on the court, why these people are losing and why these people are winning. I've just been developing all of this communication. And communication has just brought me so far. My people skills are just so superior right now compared to the old version of me. And it's just taken me so far. Like I met the people who owned Proton, this big pickleball company. For the first time in my life, I felt like I don't have to like lie just to get someone's attention. I was able to just tell it how it is and just tell them who I am, what I'm about, and I just had this positive just positive demeanor. And dude, they're fist bumping me. They gave me free tickets to Sunday, and they let me test out the new paddle that they're making. And it's just like, before, if I didn't put myself in all these situations, if I wasn't the person I was at that moment, and I was the person I was a year ago, even 6 months ago, I wouldn't have been able to have that great conversation and been able to get that reaction out of them. Everything at that moment was perfectly aligned because of the actions that led up to that moment. That was the luck of the situation. Like, that's going back to me being like, I'm so lucky. Well, I did all these things to produce this opportunity. That's really just probability. Luck is just numbers, really. You can say things are like, oh, so lucky, but if you put it down to numbers, that was destined to happen. One out of whatever amount. So you have to play it by numbers. You got to play everything by a numbers game and just look at it through a positive outlook and put the numbers down. See how lucky you can actually be. But to just kind of like update you guys on what I'm doing, just because things have just been just kind of all over the place. I've just been working out more. I played more pickleball. I've been looking at it more of a mental aspect. I've been trying to just be a better me and communicate with the people around me just to make things more clear and what's kind of going on, because I'm just kind of doing my own thing for most of the time, and I don't think a lot of people are like in check with me. I just kind of do my own thing, and I'm just alone for a lot of that me time. I'm kind of invisible to a lot of people because I'm so busy. So I've been just scheduling, getting in touch with everybody, and keeping connections really, really strong, because without connections, it's just terrible. Like you just need people to be surround you and carry you, help you, give advice, give input, and just be there when you need them. So I've just kind of been holding my own, I guess, for the past month. I know I haven't been posting too much, and that's kind of a big reason of why. I just don't have much to talk about when it comes to Depop. It just sucks right now. That's just how it is. There's not much I can do about it. I'm really just waiting for something else cool to happen. I'm not trying to force anything. I've kind of tested out every route there is to go, and nothing's really piqued my interest, and I'm content where it is right now. So always obviously looking for something new, but I'm not forcing something new, if that makes sense. So that's where we're at right now. I hope you guys enjoyed this little checkup. Don't forget, hopefully I'll be around a little more in the future, just trying to get some more posts out. I want to talk more on YouTube. It's just so busy, and sometimes it feels like I'm talking to literally nobody when I'm like making a video. I'm like, why do I make this long video if no one's really like listening? But I'm kind of just looking at it like a personal journal, and I'm just like shooting out these personal ideas. So that's really it for today, and I'll see you guys hopefully in the next one.